Hello, welcome to Philo. Um, my artist is running a little late for the moment, and so that's okay because there's something I need to talk about before we get to the drawing. Anyway, let me bring on Robin. Hi, Robin.
Hey, hi.
Uh, yes,
Oh,
she's
you
in her
can
box.
see me. All right, go.
Yes,
Cool.
yes, she's in her bogwitch hut, outside, and she'll be enjoying the bogwitch hut and stuff. But over my face, you're gonna see for a second. I was planning on talking about this if you see it there, and let me let me do kind of this thing so that you can kind of see it a little bit. You see me a little bit. I was planning on talking about this, which was the first book of Philo being available and released, and it was the first story from Philo and everything like that. But unfortunately, I have to talk about this. And the long of the short of it is, and let me take this off. Um, I had one of my artists that was part of the Philo project get very spiky about ownership of the art. I'm not going to go into the play by play of it, but I had a form that I was using to collect information from my artists, like email address and their address and like their personal pronouns and their bio and stuff like that. That aids me on this end, being the producer of the show. And this person didn't think that was a legal document. And when I presented them with the legal document, they did not agree to the terms of the legal document. And their behavior, hi Kay, their behavior around the whole thing was not the most professional. And they bullied me. They dictated how I could talk to them, when I could talk to them. They didn't read what I wrote them that explained things. They didn't like that I share the copyright with the person that created Philo. That I don't hide at all. Like if I can like show if I like take me off, maybe if I take Robin off for a second.
Yeah, take me off.
Yeah, if I take Robin off for a second. Yeah, if I take me off. All right, and you saw it right there. Okay. On all of the cards, title cards from the beginning. Higher space. From the title cards from the beginning, I've said that Hamill created the show. He created it for MTN years ago, and I asked him for his blessing to continue it, and he gave me his blessing. And when I was making the book, I'm like, we got to split the copyright, because that's only fair, because you created it and I'm continuing it. But like, it's you created it. Like, it's not fair for me to just take something. And so this artist didn't appreciate having a third party he had not met involved on the legal documents. And it had to be that way because of the stuff. And um we had a falling out, and the decision that was made was to remove the artist from the book and from all future books that the artist's work is collected in. The episodes, there's Stephen Notley. um oh no, I lost Robin. I lost Robin, she's back. Okay, there we go. And then there's my guest, Stephen Notley.
Well, I may be able to be your guest. As I say, like my laptop, Windows 11 is forcing an update.
Oh, just right now? That's okay. That's okay. I'm still talking about the book. So we I can stall. I can stall, and I can also catch us up on what happened last week with the art and stuff in the story. And so it's okay. You got some time for Windows 11 to do its thing. So yes. So anyway, it was decided that the artwork and the name, artwork replaced and the name removed, bio removed. All reference to this artist stricken from the Philo record. And so then that way I don't have to deal with this artist anymore. The episodes are going to remain up. I'm not going to remove the episodes because this person agreed to be on the episodes for Philo. And I don't know how you don't consent when you share your screen with me and show up on time and like talk with me and draw and send me the panels and stuff. So I never want to talk to this person again. And I am comfortable with that decision. But that, like I said, I wanted to talk about the book and be like, yay, book. I used to have Ninja Mac and Creative Cloud updates, says Kay, by the way. And hello, Stephen, those glorious updates coming from our chat. And so, yes, so I wanted to talk about the book. I didn't get a chance to talk about the book much because the book died on us. It
Not
was taken away from
permanently.
me.
Let's be accurate here.
I'm so upset.
Disappointed.
Though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's disappointing.
I am disappointed. And the thing is I'm a very emotional person, and yeah, like when I believe that someone is acting like a dick, I'm going to call them out on that behavior. And I know that didn't make things better, but it was an honest call on my part, I believe. But that's neither here nor there. This is where we're at in the story. Where are we at in update, Stephen?
It's just twirling. I mean,
yay!
So I honestly couldn't tell you how long it's going to take. And
okay,
once it's in, I have to make sure that my email is working because I rebooted the computer because all of a sudden I wasn't getting my email, and when I went to reboot it, it's like, oh, we're going to push an update on you. So I don't know. It's all.
I hate Windows. I hate it.
Yeah, I completely understand. I too have an HP, and I understand where like you reboot it and it's like, now's my chance. And yeah, I get it. It's like they build it that way. So it's okay. We'll see what we can do. If your computer is nonchalant, then we'll just have you as an interview guest today. And I'll still enjoy your company. And it's okay. We'll figure it out. But this is where we are in the story. Is Disney
place it because I've done this a couple of times, so it's like, yeah, even if I don't exactly remember how this works, I could get it all working, but then it's like, nope.
Murphy's Law.
Just works.
So the Disney ships chase the lawyer, the Disney lawyer ship that the Philo gang's in. The sirens live in the asteroid field that they're chasing them through, and as they're shooting the asteroid field, the sirens don't like that their world and home are being destroyed. And so the sirens use anglerfish powers to hypnotize the Philo crew. And so as they're clamoring to try and get outside to get to the anglerfish like lights, one of them hits, they flop and hit ludicrous speed on the lawyer ship. And so Disney needs clearance from their legal team to engage ludicrous speed, which somehow is fitting for everything we've been discussing prior to this. And then they took a pit stop at the Buc-ee's in a space monolith. So last week we had Dirk Teedy, and Dirk Teedy did these awesome panels of like these backgrounds where the monolith contains a Stargate. And yes, anglerfish, yes. And then Little Shroom knows how to set the Stargate. And they bindle the buffet because, by the way, this all started with buffet pirates stealing the buffet of their space cruise ship that they were relaxing on and having a vacation on, and they went to try and save the buffet. So they're taking the buffet with them. So they bindle the buffet and step through the Stargate. Within the Escherland, the place is filled with a labyrinth and mazes of different doors, and each door leads to a different universe, different time, and different dimension. And so as they step through the Stargate, there's like an Escherland on the other side with all these Stargates. then one of our viewers wrote this poem, which is awesome, which is stairs that spiral, walls that shift, time bends slow, then turns too swift. Steps I take don't lead ahead, walking up yet down instead. Fingers stretch and curl in twain, shapes repeat yet not the same. Echoes, voices, twisted seams, self-dissolving into dreams. Now a pattern, now a line, never leaving, I am design. And so that's where we left off in the world of Philo. And
Didn't the mushroom dude have something to do? I can't remember. Doesn't he have a more important role now?
he can control the Stargates.
Right. Okay, cool.
He knows how to drive the Stargates. So that's where we are in the story is with the Stargates. And
well, I guess you're up, Amber, because you didn't do the last one, did you?
Yeah, I didn't do the last. Well, I did do the last panel, but Stephen Notley is not able to at the moment because of his computer updating. So,
yeah, I know. That's why I said I guess you're up.
Yeah, so I'm up. That's okay. We can do this, and then let me get some music going, so then that way we can relax and just listen to some great music. Yeah, and I didn't get quite my Philo work done. I usually do like a previously on Philo update kind of promo, and I didn't get that out this week because I've been dealing with this other problem. So yeah, and the DocuSign that I sent, like, ignore that. Like, I voided it. I'm gonna send a different document. Yeah. He made me make a DocuSign account. So yeah. How are you, Stephen? How's life in your neck of the woods?
I'm as always, one is paused at 98%. So
yeah,
it takes to crap out that last 2%. I'm losing faith that I'll be able to actually participate in this thing.
That's okay. We'll still have you as an interview guest today. You know, I still appreciate your company, and I appreciate you willing to be on the show. And you've always been, you've always had a good head on your shoulders when it comes to humor. And you know comics, how to treat comics. Like I've mentioned it before, but like this comic that you did where like the folder drops from one panel into the trash.
Right.
Like it's just chef's kiss. It's just beautiful. The stuff that you do with time and pacing in your comics of Bob the Angry Flower, which in fact, you know what? Since we're stalling a little bit, let's do this. I'm just gonna go angryflower.com.
I remember that one from a little while ago. And curiously, that particular panel layout was quite late in the cartoon. It wasn't side by side, and it was just kind of by accident. I was laying it out, but I was like, well, wait a minute, I could stack these panels on top of each other, and then the drop, letting it go, and then the one below it being and then the line just going down. So that was a nice little bit of cartooning serendipity, I guess.
Yeah, serendipity.
Spotting the opportunity before blowing it and just drawing it without having realized that I could have made it better.
Well, Jim Lee always says do it better next time. He says that in comics, you always end up redrawing the same kind of stuff over and over again. And if you think of a better way, just write it down in your sketchbook. And when that situation comes up again, you just go to your sketchbook and you just do your better idea, right? Like the next time it comes up. And so, yeah. But this is just for people watching and stuff. This is Bob the Angry Flower. This is Stephen Notley's comic, which is amazing. It predates the internet. And it was in college newspapers before there was web comics, so it predates web comics. And then when comics went online, like Bob was one of the first comics like online. Like he was like uploading JPEGs when that was a new idea to do. And he was you were uploading comics like you were putting your archives up when you still had to update like your archives HTML page every single time, right?
Right. Which I still hand edit the HTML for my site.
Bless your heart.
Though I will say, like, I had a friend come along and do some handy sort of reorganizations and added some more features and stuff like that. But it's still super basic, old school HTML. No, I think there's style sheets, but that's it.
Yeah, some CSS to just kind of clean it up a little bit, but yeah. Let's see. Because he's a fun guy, I wish that loading animation played on my forehead when my fiance asked me question. Plants vs. Zombie was a gas. That's Smooth Up, by the way, in the comments talking. And so yeah, you have fans. Yeah, you have fans.
To hear, because usually I'm sort of like, I post a cartoon on Instagram or whatever and get like 20 likes. So I'm like, well, I've been doing this for 30 years and I still have like double-digit readers. So, but whatever, might as well keep at it. Repeat it.
Oh, it's Hamill. That's who Smooth Up is. Is Hamill. He's joining us this evening. That's the creator of the show. And so, yes, hi Hamill. Okay, so let's figure out what we're gonna do. Is where we left off was in Escherland with all the Stargates. So, like, do they go through Stargate? Do they like the mushroom, the little mushroom guy?
Each one go to a different Stargate, so they all go on their own different adventures.
Yeah, maybe we should go to a Plants vs. Zombies world, just for Steven.
So if you want to look at that, if you want to, I found the cartoon you were talking about. If you want to look at it real briefly.
Oh yeah. Okay. You can put the link in the private chat, and I can pull it up.
Well,
or you got your screen
on the phone, but if you go back to the site.
Yeah. Which one is it?
It's called Legal Brief.
Okay.
Like,
and it's in archives, right?
So if you go to the archive,
okay,
and then scroll down to where it says different dooms cut off.
Hey, I'll just do this.
Or actually, yeah.
Legal Brief. Okay, there it is.
Yep.
Yeah, look how many comics he's done since. Yes, this is the one I was talking about. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. I love it. That is how you comic right there. That is how you comic. Like it's awesome. You have the tall left panel, right? And that sets everything, but it's not confusing to read all the 4 panels to the right. And then just that time sink, it falls through the gutter. Oh, that hits all the comic spots. That right there. That's the good stuff right there. Yeah.
It is a fun medium, I will say.
Yeah. So I'm very happy to have known that you found that comic. So okay, so are they gonna go to like a Bob land then? Could they go to what would Bob's world look like?
Well, Bob's world is sort of like the sum of all worlds. It's kind of like the real world plus every other fictional world. So I don't know if there's like a standard.
Let's see. There is one Stargate at the center. Let's say that. That way it's like kind of drawing them. Nightbot is my bot telling people to read my stuff. And I'll say, wait, at the center that draws them? say that.
But don't we
maybe?
already know that because that's in the last picture? One giant
Well,
Stargate in the center.
yeah. Okay.
I feel like it's redundant.
That is redundant. Okay. So the mushroom can go through. He can control any of the Stargates. Maybe people start coming out of the Stargates.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Okay.
Because
So
that would be shocking, right? Everybody expects them to go through, but the opposite happens.
okay. So people start coming out of.
Do you want them to be random strangers, or maybe it's them from different time periods? So,
Well,
like, one guy as an old guy, or one guy as an old guy, or like Armand as like a baby.
little baby Armand. So you think it should be different versions of them?
Yeah, because it's like, isn't the Stargate like a time travel machine as well as like a dimension hopping thing?
Yeah, but again, that comes like later in the Stargate lore.
But of course, this Stargate doesn't have to be that Stargate.
That's
Exactly.
True.
Thank you, Stephen.
Make it a star octagon.
Yeah. Let's see.
Thing. Just give it a look to distinguish it from
Or how about Flower, Bob the Angry Flower versions of all our characters?
They'd all be super angry.
But they'd all be different flowers, right? Like, you got to expand on the theme. Like, can't just all be daisies.
Yeah.
Like, maybe one of them's a hydrangea. Maybe one of them is a carnation. Maybe one of them is a chrysanthemum. I think that has a lot of potential.
Let's see. I think.
I also think that we have like 4 people watching us, and they should contribute if they want to.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Magic Marmot. So,
been sitting at 100% for the last 5-6 minutes. So.
100%.
You're almost there. You're almost there. Don't turn your computer off, as it says.
Yeah.
Always this awesome part in the uploading, the X number of percent part where you get to 100 and then it just sits there and you're like, okay.
And then you get that anxiety where you're like, is it stalling? Should I turn it off and on? Oh my God. I just got to be faithful. I just got to have faith.
Yeah.
Have to be really patient with Windows.
Magic Marmot says, Windows Update, my old nemesis.
Yeah, it's
Smooth says, wait for 110%.
Back.
Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna have like, I guess, different versions of the Stargate here, and I'll just have them like, I don't know, they're because it's Escher.
Have like feet coming out of each gate.
Yeah, so that we introduce them. Yeah, have them like this, and then
Earthspace says he's helping by doing a Windows update dance.
Oh, Windows Update dance, like a rain dance. Yeah, I am. I have my Saturday mornings back. I might still draw on Saturday mornings just for myself because I was enjoying kind of spending 2 hours just kind of drawing on Saturday mornings, and it not being Philo, it not being like, do this. It's just kind of like chill. Let's see. So you want feet to come out?
Well, yeah, that's what I think would kind of symbolize like everybody's coming out. You could change who all these bodies are, but I just gave you like 2 different ideas. Maybe you guys have better ideas.
Let's see. Yeah, come on, audience. Yeah,
Who's coming out of the Stargates, audience? Who is coming out? Who is coming out?
I just said people. So, yeah,
and my fire idea.
Yeah, I'll do this. But it was fun to put the book together. I did learn a lot. This is
Yeah, and like the whole
Tarantino.
contract thing is a learning experience as well.
I now know that I need to have like an artist's rights transfer agreement or something. Kay has an account to Rocket Legal, and so she sent me a collaborators agreement, and I'm gonna look over that tomorrow when I get a chance, and to see if that's what I need. And like I said, I'll figure it out, but I'll figure out what document I need for people to sign, so I just never run into this again. And I don't want to screw anybody over. I just want the artwork for Philo.
Yeah. Well, and you also want people to have a good time. I want people to have a good time on the show. I don't want it to
Yeah.
be fraught. People do jam comics all the time, so it's not an issue. I would think. Smooth Boot says this is the Quentin Tarantino episode, but I don't see how.
We haven't. When they come through the gate, it could be. They could have like tons of guns and stuff.
Ninja skills.
Yeah,
and
all be
martial arts
dressed.
skills. Oh, the feet. Yeah. Okay. Of course. Yes.
I see.
Sorry, my mistake.
Oh, I was thinking like they're all well dressed, like
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 Reservoir Dogs
assassins and stuff. Yeah.
No, we're talking about Mr. Tarantino's fetish.
Yeah. From Dusk Till Dawn, Robert Rodriguez, knowing about that fetish, did not tell Tarantino that Selma Hayek was going to put her foot in his mouth.
Right.
And so, like that scene where she does that, he's like freaking out because he, I'm sure he had to go.
All his dreams come true.
Well, I'm sure he had to go to a bathroom after that and spend a moment,
So
but that
anyone would do, under those circumstances with Salma Hayek. So.
Yeah, she. I've seen photos of her in a bathing suit, and I think her body is probably like the most perfect body I've ever seen. Like she's like when they talk about when they do that thing with their hands, like that Jack Cole thing where the hands go, woo, like her body is like 34, 36, 24, 36, or I don't know. She is a tight specimen. She's very gorgeous. Very gorgeous.
Is she's not a skinny little stick.
No, not at all.
She is a real human being with hips, and like when she wears a dress, she has the little like poochy pooch that girls naturally have, and she looks great. She looks great with it. Christina Hendricks, also beautiful body.
Yeah, but see, the difference between her and Hayek is she's a little disproportionate in that she's topper heavy. Whereas Salma Hayek, I would say, is even. I'm not saying it's bad or good or whatever. I'm just saying, like, that's the difference between the two.
Yeah.
When I look at Hayek, it just seems like if God made a woman. So this is a really bad discourse, and I think we should stop because we shouldn't objectify women like this. But anyway,
we're not objectifying. Okay, this is it. Okay. The human body is a beautiful thing. We all admit that. Even an ugly, overweight person still has beauty to their body, like as a specimen of like man, right? Like when you're in life drawing, like you find you get great drawings out of different body types, no matter the body type, and so to say that this woman has a beautiful body and this woman has a beautiful body is not necessarily a bad thing. I am not going to go the other direction and say this person has a bad body and this person has a bad body. I am not going to do that. I will only compliment.
Magic Marmot's hearing a weird tick and he's got a new studio monitor speaker set up. I was wondering if maybe we could pause the music so he could make sure that tick is coming from his own setup, not our weird music.
Okay.
There you go, Magic Marmot.
I've turned off the music. Is this clear for your was it Arctic? Okay, awesome. Then let's do lo-fi. Let's change the music then.
Cool.
Yeah. So, how's our Windows update going?
Well, now it's which seems there's no cursor. Again, Windows.
Yeah, you're right about John Waters. He still talks about Divine. It was her birthday the other day.
Yeah, still in the process of Windows taking its time before it decides to accept user inputs.
That's okay. It's okay. I hold no ill will towards you. It's not your fault that your computer decided right now to do this.
I mean, I could have been more prepared. I just, as I say, I got complacent since it's worked a couple of times in the past. I was like, it shouldn't be a problem, but you gotta prepare for those Black Swan fucking Windows updates.
Well, that's why I always try and be, in the room a half hour ahead of time just in case anything comes up. But I don't even think a half hour would have given us enough time with the Windows update. Like I don't even think I would have been that prepared. Let's see. No, it's fine. I got it. John Waters describes beauty as when you can't look away, and found Divine to be most beautiful woman in the world. It took me a few minutes. I'm just extremely happy with these monitors. What is the aesthetic ideal for a man's body? Soccer player.
I don't know. Like, me personally as a woman, it's different all the time. But I did notice that recently someone I objectified was rugby players because they have these massively huge, hot sized.
Yeah, I could see that.
I like, a swimmer's body's pretty nice because it's all up in the chest and they're like really broad shouldered.
I think that there's less,
I don't know,
standards for the male body than there are for the female body for aesthetics. The female body is you have to be thin and you have to be, X amount tall, young, and big boobs and all this stuff. And male body, there's like a wider spectrum of what's acceptable, of what's attractive, right? So for me, what I find most attractive in a partner is a sense of humor, right? And so, like, I don't know if that makes me a saphophile or whatever, but I really
saphophile is intellectual.
Yeah, exactly. But if somebody makes me laugh, that I find sexy.
What's Greek or Latin for laugh?
I have no idea.
Funny?
Maybe Magic Marmot knows. That sounds like a question he would know. Magic Marmot, do you know the Greek word for laughter? French, it's like rien, isn't it? No, rire. Rire. I think the second R is silent. Rire.
I don't know. I'm not.
Rien. But yeah, I should know just for laughs. I've attended that thing for 4 years, 5 years. I attended it. And then they went bankrupt 2 years ago, which is just insane to me. Insane. It's like a Montreal institution. People from around the world would set up their whole lives around Just for Laughs Festival in the summer and the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. And they just went bankrupt.
Well, the translator's still working. I was told that it would stop working, but I guess oh no, that's right, I'm on the
We were saying a bunch of French words and it translated that to chill.
No, smooth up said Ridiette, and that's what translated to chill.
Oh, okay. But Magic Marmot said Gilio. Is that the Latin?
I don't know if Latin is
or the Greek?
In the translator. Yeah, I don't.
He even has a little accent aigu above it. Whoa! And then Magic Marmot actually did some, what is it, Cyrillic? I don't know how to pronounce that. That's real Greek writing there.
So yeah, my audience is a lot smarter than I am. That's okay.
Certainly Magic Marmot
Magic
is
Marmot's
smarter than both of us
he's
put together.
so smart. You don't understand. Like this guy.
No, I know. That's why I asked him if he knew the answer. I know he's smart.
Like extra secret, super smart. Like we're talking like super genius smart. Rises means laughter in Latin. Oh, so it does have Latin.
I mean, this is all for the purpose of figuring out. Hang on.
Oh, echo. You know what's messed up is the fact that my dad had to learn Latin in school.
How's that?
I don't know when they stopped forcing that.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, I think it's because he's still plugged in with his phone.
So I've just backed out.
There we go.
Yeah, now we can hear you.
All right. So
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay. So look at that. Still got a ways to go to get this thing all connected, but now it seems
That's
possible.
okay. Like I said, I hold no ill will towards you. You know, it's just one of those. It's just
So
been one
anyway,
of those
the
weeks.
reason I asked about what laugh is in Greek or Latin is to seek whatever the word would be, rhizophiliac.
Yeah, I guess a rhizophiliac. But yeah, I've done stand-up comedy. I've been around comics that aren't considered traditionally attractive. And it's like be still my heart because they're so funny. And I have been around like Ian makes me laugh. That's one of the reasons why we're together. He makes me laugh a lot. And yeah, you know, I've been around a lot of people that have made me laugh. I've dated a lot of people that have made me laugh. Confidence and charisma are attractive, says Magic Marmot. And he also says he knows how to Google. Yes. Let's see how to do this. We'll have like the light coming from the fronts of the Stargates. Yeah, and I made you laugh a few times. Yes, Magic Marmot has made me laugh. It's true.
So do you think these are like evil versions of them? Or bizarro versions of them?
Maybe not necessarily evil, maybe they're hungry. You know, like hangry.
Mm-hmm. She says, as I currently eat. Yes, I do understand that.
Yeah. I'm saying that because my tummy's a little rumbly right now. I'm going to eat after the show. And Stephen Notley had food before the show. He had dinner before the show. He's like, yeah, I'm finishing up dinner. And it's like, oh, I should have done that. That's smart. You guys are smart.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I worked a double shift, so I didn't really have a lot of time to do stuff when I got home.
What program are you doing this drawing on?
I am using Clip Studio Paint.
Right.
Are you using Photoshop?
Well, no. The on the iPad I use Procreate.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. We already we figured that out with Reflector and everything.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm using Clip Studio Paint, and I know that they have it for the iPad as well. I haven't used it on a tablet yet. Let's see, confidence and charisma. Let's see. Oh, wait! I got a screen.
So yeah, that's that. This is my.
Yay! We got a screen.
So now, I don't know. You can actually see this here. I've got
Fabulous.
this X copy me. So
Yeah.
what? And the other ones I've got it labeled as like Philo E35 panel 3. So like, what should I call this one?
This one would be episode 58, panel 2.
Philo which episode?
Episode 58,
58.
panel 2. You get to draw who's coming out of the Stargates. And I mean, I get to draw who's coming out of the Stargates too. I think we can have 2 panels of like,
All right.
like Stargate.
You came to the party just in time.
Yeah.
I'm very fussy about my layer names. I'm always like, ooh, I've got to make sure that everything's like all properly labeled so I can tell what the hell I'm drawing on. Okay.
Which I appreciate as on this side. Magic Marvin says he got his Philo book today. Yay! So you got a bootleg! Yay! It's going to be worth a quarter more than the re-release.
Am I getting a book?
I had to. You were going to get 5 copies.
I don't need 5. I just want 1.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to hand it out as gifts or something to people. And
no, I'll pay for the other ones.
Okay. Well, I mean, the way I structured it is all the artists and people get like 5 copies and stuff. Okay. So yeah, and
I want a copy with the original art.
Oh, with the original art. I don't know if I can do that because the only one that I have has a big gray line across it that says not for sale. And I had to unpublish it. That was part of the thing with Dale yesterday.
No, I know, but okay. You said you had a whole bunch already published, so
no. I had put in an order for 100, but I had to cancel that order. That was part of the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I didn't get that.
Cool.
So I do know that there was 8 organic orders where people, like 8 people actually like bought the book. And so out of those 5 shipped. So I don't know who of the 5 actually got it. Let's figure out what's being drawn in panel 2, because I just finished with panel 1. And so then we can figure out what Stephen's drawing and then what I'm drawing. And so, who's coming out of the Stargates? Who's coming out of the Stargates? Did we decide if it was evil versions of them? Let's see, I need to add pull-up resistors to my button inputs on my breadboard. I screen, you screen, we all screen for iScreen. I got my Philo book today. We are there. Why are there feet coming out of the Stargates? Because people are coming out. Because that's
Marmot said a while back that they should be a Lucidian version. Is that how you say that word?
Yes, one of those was mine. Another was Pierre, my emotional support Canadian, and then Keanu. Yeah, Napoleon Bonaparte should be coming out. Yeah, I think your caption, Stephen, should be the Rogues Gallery, and then just like a stack of people that have emerged from the Stargates, or the Rogues Gallery emerges from the Stargates.
Hang on. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to draw an entire Rogues Gallery in like 15 minutes.
No. We go until 8:30.
Also, didn't you say it was going to be a splash page?
Oh, I'm sorry. 8:30 my time. It would be 7:30 your time. Wait,
Oh.
no. I'm sorry. What? My brain spazzed. Am I doing this right? Wait, 7 o'clock we started. Yeah, 8:30 my time, so it would be 7:30 your time that we go until. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have some time on the show.
Well, I don't know if I can stay quite that long. I didn't realize it went on for an hour and a half. But
Oh, okay. I didn't realize. I'm sorry. I should have like recommunicated everything with you when I made the plans and been like, yeah, it's for my time it's 7 to 8:30 usually, but if you
Right.
have to leave, I understand.
okay.
It
So
just lets me know how unprofessional I am.
So give me a glimpse again of the previous one here. There's like a whole bunch of Stargates.
Yeah, I just kind of had a bunch of Stargates. Like,
I'm trying to figure out how to draw this so they don't all look the same, or the panels look the same.
Yeah, I just kind of like had a bunch of Stargates.
All right, okay.
Out of a different, and it's like an Escher land, so it's okay if they're not even with each other, I guess, because it's who knows where gravity is. So a rogues gallery. And so if he's doing a rogues gallery, am I continuing the rogues gallery in my panel?
I thought you guys were gonna do like half and half. I shared.
Let's see. Let's see. Napoleon Bonaparte, Keanu Reeves, tentacles, an alternative Disney lawyer with 3-ear hat. Do a few Stargate intros each. Whatever you can do, it's welcome. David Bowie in a codpiece should arrive. I think. Let's see. A rogues gallery, and then what's the opposite of a rogues gallery? A heroes gallery. Like, what's the opposite of a rogue? Narratively, you should focus on a single gate. Let's see. Super Friends! So, oh, hi, Tangent. Yeah, it's good to see you too. Unfortunately, my book is not available. And I still have the sads about that, but I will get over it. Okay, so if there's going to be a rogues gallery, are we going to move ahead with the story where the rogues gallery like try and do something with Philo? Do they try and recruit them? Right, the National Honor Society. The National Honor Society comes out. That's the opposite of a rogues gallery. Like, yeah, I guess I could do that too. Also, the National Honor Society. Yeah, 3 raccoons in an overcoat. I finally found writing files for a new prologue for a novel I wrote a couple decades ago, and I'm revising. Very good. Good for you. All right. So, okay, let's scroll back. Let's get some of these suggestions. So, I know that we had Napoleon Bonaparte, and I'm going to do the English propaganda version of the really short Bonaparte. Even though he wasn't really short, he was 5'7". Yeah, so we'll have Napoleon Bonaparte. Let's see, what did we have? We had 3 raccoons in an overcoat. So that would be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then we'll have more raccoons. Let's see, the skeleton of Bonaparte. He was above average height. Love that Dalek. Yes, the Dalek, of course. Let's see, what else do we have? We had David Bowie in a codpiece. So we have to have David Bowie. Because once David Bowie died, like, the world fell apart.
True enough.
You know, it's like he was holding everything together with his magic. Like, I do believe that David Bowie was a magical being on our planet. You know, like he must have been a fae, right? So we had Super Friends. What else did we have? We had Keanu Reeves tentacles. I can do tentacles. Okay, and then we'll do John Wick, Keanu Reeves. Okay, and then let's see, what else? An alternative Disney lawyer with 3 hats. So yeah, we're gonna have the fish lawyers, 3-eared hat, a sentient banana. Okay, yeah, it's sentient, but it's just lying down here. It's just a banana. You know, it knows it's alive, but it doesn't have any eyes or ears or anything. It's just banana. And then, yeah, I think that'll be a good amount. Have you been getting any art jobs or anything out in LA?
Nope.
I mean, I guess with the fires and everything, it's been kind of weird.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I would necessarily blame it on that, but that certainly was a kind of a crazy circumstance that I think freaked a lot of people out. But yeah, and so I'm not plugged in enough to know whether the world has sort of resumed functioning or not.
You will be though. You know, you're a talented guy. You'll meet the right people at the right place.
Yeah, that's the dream. Though at the moment, I'm just sort of freaking out because the government is going insane and threatening all of my friends and family back in Canada, and
Yeah.
and you know, Americans as well. So it's.
Oh, I know. You don't have to care about us. We're a lost cause. I understand.
Well, no, I mean, I care. I mean, for one thing, I'm here. I'm among you, but also just like, yeah, it's just pretty crazy to be in a world that is crazier than usual. I thought I had a good sense of how insane things could be, but that is being challenged.
Yeah.
It really is sort of okay, one day grandpa just decided to walk across the street and set the neighbor's house on fire. And then they're like, oh, okay, well, we got to take the keys away. You know, grandpa's acting a little weird. And then it's just like the next day he just keeps doing it. And you're like, wow. We don't know what to do with grandpa anymore.
Yeah, it's like, no, there's a lot more going on with grandpa than just like usually when that happens, it's still arson, you know? Like, it should be considered arson.
All right, there's my contribution to this rogues gallery. This is a Dalek, a really crappy Joker. I guess that's the dude from Napoleon Dynamite, and a really, really quick scribble of Nixon's head in a jar from Futurama.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ink this.
What time do you have to bug out?
Well, I'll finish this panel, and then I think that'll be it.
Okay. That's all right. At least we got you for one panel. You know, it'll just be a quiet show for the rest of the evening. Yeah. Trying to remember what Bonaparte looks like. They always draw him with like a stiff upper lip. You know, and then he's got these like shoulder decorations.
They're called uplets.
Is that what they're called?
Yes.
Yes, I don't know enough about military uniforms to know what they're called.
Sorry, I wore them sometimes.
Ah.
Military uniforms, that is, not epaulets. Well, actually, all uniforms have epaulets. They're the actual, that strap that goes over with the button. But then I'm sure that epaulet has a special name because it's got all that gold braid dangling off of it.
Yeah.
A frou-frou epaulet.
A frou-frou epaulet, yeah. With all this like hubbub and stuff that's happened all this week, you know, Ian's like, well, let's just go across the street to Arc and, you know, to the thrift store. And I love Canada. Let's see, there's a tremendous amount of chaos in the business world. An Uber driver should show up via Stargate. Let's see, I rode inside a Tesla for the first time ever today, a Lyft ride home. Whoever the fuck decided on an electric button to open doors needs to be launched from a trebuchet. And Nixon's head for the win, Hitler without a mustache, and fancy opulent.
Let's see, I'm trying to spell epaulet.
Yeah.
I think it's EPPLET, maybe. I could be wrong.
But yeah,
I could be wrong.
So Ian wanted to, you know, like calm me down and stuff, and he's like, okay, let's go across the street and we'll pick up some pint glasses because some of our glasses have you know, died and stuff, and you know, from the baby. And you know, and so I have all this artwork I haven't hung yet. And I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go and pick up some frames. And so that was my like, you know, calm Zen project yesterday, was to take out the old artwork from the frames and then put in like the artwork that I needed to frame. You know, because then I'm buying like a really nice frame for $2 instead of like $40. You know. And yeah, and so I got to hang Stephen Russell Black's art that I have, and one other piece I got to hang. I'm trying to remember what the third piece was. I didn't get to hang anything else because the other thing that I brought home didn't. It was a little too small for the pieces that I thought that it was there. And then there's two more that I still need to hang, but they need to be trimmed down. But yeah, that was my like, you know, I need to just relax and not worry about anything project yesterday. Kind of my Zen little like, I'm just gonna do this and relax. Is that your like where you need to go?
Yeah, it's just my alarm to let me know that it's 7:00, but I've got enough time to finish this. I won't leave you hanging with a half-completed drawing.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah.
We've let other artists finish it in their own time. We'd let you do that.
Yeah, if you need to jet, you can just send it to me later when you're done.
No, I'll finish.
You know, I don't want you to feel like you're, you know, you have to.
It's once I'm actually drawing something, it's like, oh, okay. I prefer to just actually keep doing it until it's done.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm like that too. It's like, I know, I might as well. Okay, Juno has chosen destruction and is knocking things off of tables right now. Juno is Tangent's cat. I believe it's Tangent.
That makes sense.
Yeah. See, now I got to look up a picture of David Bowie. David Bowie, like, I came late to the party of David Bowie's awesomeness. Like, I didn't start really getting into his music and stuff and like who he was as a person until well after his death. And that's like not fair to David Bowie. I mean, I was like aware of him in life and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's cool, and oh, I've heard Bowie songs before, but I didn't like really start listening to Bowie songs. And then like the more I read about him and stuff, the more I was like, man, this guy was like a really cool person. And I didn't really, I didn't give him as much attention as I feel like I should have in his life when he was here. And he's a very cool guy. He had a Escher Room big hair codpiece. Labyrinth Bowie. You want Labyrinth Bowie? His eye was a childhood injury, and it's like he was very young when it happened, and so his whole life, people were always asking about his eye and like what happened to his eye and why it looked like that and stuff like that. And so he said in an interview once that he felt like he was always a stranger and always estranged from people because of that, that it was something he couldn't hide. Later on with like sunglasses he could, but it was not something that was easily, put behind him. And it really affected him as a person. I know that David Bowie was not in Dune, in the original David Lynch Dune, but I'm still going to give him Sting's like codpiece in that, because it seems like something David Bowie would wear just to wear. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
There's a photo of me when I was like 12. My mom and dad took us to London. We went to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum.
Yeah.
And there's a picture of me with 1950s David Bowie wax dude.
Nice. That's like a really
I was
young
crushing
Bowie, right?
crushing on him back then when he was like in his like 50s era.
That was a really young
Pompadour.
David Bowie, right?
No. That was after all the Ziggy Stardust and stuff. This was like his early 80s persona.
So, what was the Ziggy Stardust thing about?
Well, he was an alien.
Okay. And that's it?
He fell to Earth. He was the man who fell to Earth. I might have sold the world. I don't really know tons about Bowie, but in fact, I just know some of the shittier stories about him. But one of the things he did that I thought was really cool is he tried to perpetuate a giant art prank against the whole entire art world. Him and this guy, they created this artist, and they said they found his art. They found like photos and stuff, and this was like long before the internet was like a big thing. So they were able to like have all this sort of like archival footage and say it was this artist, but somebody gave them away halfway through the prank, so it didn't fly. But they for a while had the art world gushing over this artist that they had discovered who didn't exist in real life. He was a bit of a shit disturber, Mr. Bowie. And I mean, you can respect that. He was very intelligent. I was reading an article about him recently that said he never wrote his memoirs, and a lot of his songs were pretty obtuse. So one of the things that they were saying that was the closest thing to like a autobiography was he wrote out a list of 100 of his favorite and most influential books that he has ever read, because it wasn't like what he thought his top 10 should be. It was like what really moved him and spoke to him in book format. So
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
Hmm.
He's an interesting guy.
Yeah, now I want to know about all the bad stuff he did.
Oh, he's not that well. You know, it's like young groupies and my
so
favorite
he was a
story.
groomer.
Yeah, my favorite story is it's not this bad. It's not that bad, but what really colored my attitude towards him for the longest time was Johnny Rotten wanted to meet him, and Bowie wanted nothing to do with him when he was in the Sex Pistols. And then when Rotten was in Public Image Limited with Bill Laswell, it was more of an avant-garde band, and it was more widely respected. And I think it was Bowie's son who was really into Pill. And at one point, Bowie wanted to meet Johnny Rotten, and he was just like, fuck you. And I've heard a lot of stories like that where Bowie could be like a little kind of a shit. But you know, you hear a lot of really good stories too. Like one thing I thought that was really sweet is, you know, like when he met Iman, they fell in love immediately. Like it was like love at first sight practically. And it was like cosmic kismet for them to be together, those two. He was a genius.
That's a hard one. That's a hard one, Kay, about Iggy Pop being a better musician than Bowie, because Bowie.
No, that's not what Iggy. That's not what Kay is saying. That's not what Kay is saying. She's saying he was a better musical match for Bowie.
Okay, yeah, because I mean they had a relationship.
Yeah,
Iggy Pop and David Bowie. Yeah, and Iggy was one of Bowie's proteges, and like, you know, encouraged that punk sound that Iggy created that later evolved into the sound of punk.
And by the way, I'm not saying that Johnny Rotten is better than David Bowie. I'm not saying that at all. I believe that Bowie was a genius, and I don't think Johnny Rotten is. But one thing I will say is I respect Johnny Rotten a lot because he's always been very honest and upfront about his opinions and his truths. And when I read that story was in Johnny Rotten's autobiography called No Blacks, No Dogs, No Irish. And in that book, there's a lot of people talking shit about him. And I thought that was really interesting. He was like, I'm going to have everybody in this book, no matter what they say about me. You can learn all about me, the good and the bad. The other thing that's really interesting about Johnny Rotten is he was married to the same woman his whole life. She was the lead singer of the Slits. It was her mother. And I guess, I don't know how long, but for the last, I don't know, I want to say like 10 to 8 years of this woman's life, she had dementia. And Johnny was taking care of her. He refused to let her go to a home because he still loved her so much.
Aww.
So, you know.
Yeah, people rip on Johnny Rotten for being Johnny Rotten, but, you know, he was like, he's a human being just like anybody else, you know? I actually saw him perform once at the 6 Degrees of Punk concert back in like, gosh, I want to say like 1998, 1997.
I saw them
somewhere in there.
I saw them in the Money tour.
Yeah.
I don't know what year that was.
Nice.
That I was in Vancouver then, so I want to say 98, 2000 maybe. I don't remember when they. Yeah, I have a bad memory.
All right. Well, I think this is drawn.
Yay! I appreciate it.
Thank you, Stephen.
Yes. Thank you, Stephen. And I'm sorry that we had some technical difficulties.
Yeah,
tonight.
I am too. I don't like to flop out on things I promise to do. And
no, it's all right. You know, like I said, I don't hold any ill will or whatever. I'll send you some dates and stuff for the future. I don't have dates until like July. So it's way down
Right.
the road that, until you'd have to worry about this
So,
again.
and then remind me
yeah.
what, like, I can send you this, and you want me to remove the text. So you remember what this text layers. I mean, I guess if I send you this first, you could just erase or cover the blue pencil.
Yeah, if the like you're doing this in Procreate, right?
I'll send you a TIFF of this.
Oh, can Procreate save in PDF?
I think so.
Or not PDF. I'm sorry. In PSD, can it save in PSD?
I think it can. So
just to preserve the layers.
Sure. Here. There we go. What's your email?
I'm not gonna give it on the air.
If you want to suppress it, I'll stop sharing. There we go.
Yeah, and I will type it down here in private chat. And then that way you can send it to me when you get a chance. Yeah, there we go. I appreciate you being on the show, Stephen. And I hope that you have a good evening. And we'll have you on the show again. Like I said, my next available date's like in July, so it'd be a while.
March 11th, 2025. Hang on, I'm just sending this. I guess it's sent it. All right. Okay. Well, yep. Sorry to leave a little bit early, but yeah, I thought it was 6 to 7. So.
No worries.
Alrighty.
No
Well,
worries.
please, folks, enjoy the rest of your evening as well, and yeah.
Have a good one.
Next time.
All right. We'll see you in the future, Stephen. And for everybody out there, angryflower.com is his website. Buy his books. He's got like 14 of them, and they're all hilarious. And Bob's amazing. So thank you very much, Stephen Notley. I will see you in the future.
Peace.
Peace. Yeah. So I'm gonna continue drawing these guys here. My little guys here. And yeah. Steven's good people.
Yep.
And he's very, very funny man. It's very dangerous for me to be around funny men. But yeah. Yeah. I don't know what should happen after we have also the National Honor Society as these people that come out. Like, I don't know what the National Honor Society is doing. We have a rogues gallery and a National Honor Society.
Being sweet and nice.
Yeah, but Napoleon Bonaparte's in the National Honor Society.
He could be the Napoleon Bonaparte from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That one was sweet and nice.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, Keanu Reeves is there, is he not?
Yeah. Do you know how Keanu Reeves met his girlfriend?
No, how?
His current girlfriend. So he likes riding motorcycles, and he oftentimes rides with a helmet on. As you should when you ride motorcycles. I will always insist on that. Let's see. What's Philo's motivation at this juncture? They challenge them to a giant chess game? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what his motivation is. Anyway, but he rides with a motorcycle helmet and stuff. And so it was like raining, sleety, like pretty nasty weather. And he had to pull over to the side of the road because it's dangerous to ride in that kind of weather. And so he's waiting in the rain for the weather to clear. And he's in his motorcycle helmet. And he's like, waiting in the rain next to his motorcycle. And so a car drives by and kind of pulls off and stuff. And, he, like waiting for him. Right. And so he goes in and stuff. And it's like, hey, rather than standing in the rain, would you rather wait like dry, kind of thing? Like, it's really awful that you're like stuck in the rain like this and stuff. So he sits in and he's like waiting for AAA. Like he knew that the weather was so bad that he called like a tow for his bike because you can't ride it. And so while he's waiting for the tow and stuff, like he's keeping his motorcycle helmet on. right? And she's like, you can take your motorcycle helmet off. You don't have to worry about me. Like, I'm not going to bite or whatever. And so he takes it off, and he's expecting the moment of like, oh my gosh, you're Keanu Reeves, right? And she has like picnic lunch or whatever, and she offers it to him, and they're talking and stuff, and he realized, it dawns on him that she has no idea who he is,
Wow.
right?
Is that
And
possible?
and so he starts asking her like about like, do you like movies? Like, what kind of movies do you like and stuff? And she's like a grade school teacher. And so she doesn't really watch a lot of movies and stuff. She reads a lot, and most of the movies that she watches are like kids movies and stuff, because she teaches grade school. And so she's just not in the media world. She just doesn't follow movies. She doesn't follow TV. She just, she's just completely in another plane of existence than him. And so he got to talk to someone real, right? And liked her and asked her out. And so, eventually like surprised her with his celebrity. And and they dated for something like 3 years before he ever took her to an award ceremony. And they were dating in like secret before he's like, finally, this is my girlfriend. And and she lets her hair go gray, and just is a normal person. She's like perfect for him. She's like the perfect Keanu Reeves girlfriend. Yeah, so let's see. What's Philo's motivation? Let's see. Move the story forward. What's the story? These characters, the rogues and National Honor Society, should be the chess pieces, but Philo needs to be competing in the game for something. Like maybe he needs to play against some cosmic god to see if he can adopt a cat. Dog and Mini Shroom have a challenge.
Well, okay, the thing about the cosmic god, we've done that a lot.
We did have Cthulhu
Yeah,
Shroom
but we've also had like
story.
the leader of the Willendorfs was like a cosmic god too. And then he became a kaiju god. So
yes,
it's just
true.
like we've done that a lot.
Well, and Bluto became an enlightened being,
yeah,
all by himself before turning into a puma. So yes, Escher chess needs to be a thing. Let's see, Escher chess. I kind of like that of Escher chess. Also, National Honor Society.
I don't know how that's gonna look. Escher chess.
Honestly, we got like 10 minutes of the episode. I'm thinking about like playing hooky and taking off early because of between the book and my guests taking off early and everything like that. We got some panels drawn tonight and everything. I think we pushed the story forward a little bit. We got new characters introduced in the scene. And so yeah, it's a good thing. Oh, a local god, says Kay. Let's see, yeah, but they need to do something for something. I put judges as an alternative as a god. Fine with me. Yeah, I'm gonna cut off early tonight, guys. It's been a hell of a week for me, and we're gonna move forward with the book, with new art, and that's gonna be that. And so Kay, I appreciate you always. She was there for the meeting yesterday, and same thing with Hamill, and Chuck was there, which was Earth Space, who was in our chat earlier today, and then Robin of course was there, and I was there, and then this other artist was there who didn't want to be there. Yes, Magic Marmot, you came in late, so I will explain. I'm going to cover Robin's face for a second, but this is what I should have been celebrating. This is what we're talking about. So it should have been this, now it's released. So isn't that wonderful? But no, it's been canceled. And yeah. And so that's the book that I'm talking about with the new art is, yeah, it's going to have new art. So you might have to reorder the book, and then you'll have 2 different versions of the book. Oh my gosh, you're knitting. I didn't know you knit.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing a lot on these shows.
I didn't know that. Well, that's because I'm always looking down. I didn't know that. And I never see your hands.
okay.
What are you knitting? What are you putting together?
Bunnies.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's like cool.
Keeps my hands busy while you guys are doing your thing.
Well, I still think that's awesome. So, Robin, my better half, I appreciate you always.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna say goodnight, and
Good night.
I will see you next week. And then everybody out there in Philo land, thank you very much for joining us this week. I will see you again next week. We will be back. Oh gosh, I know who is going to be the artist next week. I swear I'm an organized person. Casey Craddock is going to be my artist next week. Casey is she works in the world of animation. She works for PBS Kids. Through a few different studios and stuff right now currently, but she's worked for like Warner Brothers and a few different things. Started out in caricature art and is just an amazing artist. And I look forward to having her on the show next week. I will see you guys in the future. Have a great one. Bye.